Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Greg, and we are Roaming Life.
We have been camp hosts, or Greg honestly has been the camp host here at Wayfair State Park for the season, and we thought we would do a quick Q&A on what the reservation system looks like at a campground when you do or don't have a reservation or you have a problem, just because we've seen so many people kind of confused. So we thought we'd do a quick video and do it kind of as a fun interview style. So we'll go ahead and start.
All right.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Courtney. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. All mine.
All right. So, first of all, where can somebody even make a reservation for a campground at Wayfair's or any other state park?
Go to, well, in Montana, it's mt.gov,
Mm-hmm.
and up at the top is a link for reservations.
Okay.
Or you can go to reserveamerica.com, who handles Montana's reservations.
Awesome. And is there a fee to make a reservation?
$10 fee, which is non-refundable if you were to cancel, but if you do get your money back, minus the $10 fee.
Okay, so if you have to cancel or reschedule or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
All you
awesome.
are is $10. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So I've done the recommended option, which is to do a reservation for a campground here in Montana. And what can I expect to see and experience at the gate?
So ideally, when you get to the gate, they'll give you a map of the campground and show you where your site's located in the loop. And they'll give you a bright orange tag that'll have your departure date and your site number. And in our case, here at Wayfarers, a gate code to get you in after hours. We close the gates at 10 p.m. and they don't open again until 7 a.m.
Awesome. So when I get to my site, what will I see there, right?
Well, you will see on a brown post, you will see a yellow tag like this. It'll have your site number, it'll have your last name, it'll have your arrival date and your departure date.
Awesome. What time is check-in at?
Check-in is at 2.
And check-out is?
Check-it out is at 1 o'clock.
At 1.
That
awesome.
gives a gap for you to get out and the next person to move in without bothering you.
Awesome. All right, so I have decided to not do the advisable option of making a reservation, and because I maybe don't know what day I'm going to show up, and I've decided to show up at a campground. With no reservation, is there any chance that I'm going to be able to stay at that site?
Oh, there is a chance, absolutely. Montana state parks have to have 25% of their campsites walk-in, which is first come, first serve.
Mm-hmm.
That's not per campground, but statewide. So some sites might have more walk-ins than others, but there's a good chance you'll be able to, show up and get a spot.
Okay. So I've come into a campground, and I'm trying to figure out if you potentially have a walk-in site or versus a reservation site. What would indicate to me on the post that is a walk-in site?
Walk-in there on the reserve sites. There's an R in a circle. The walk-ins don't have that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. So I have potentially found a site that is empty and doesn't have an R on the post, and there's nothing there. How would I go about taking that spot?
Okay. Best thing to do is first take the spot.
Okay. So put my stuff in there.
Put your stuff in there, and then every campground here in Montana has what we call an Iron Ranger, self-pay kiosk. You'll go down and you'll grab a green envelope that looks like this. You fold in with your pertinent information, the fee that you're going to pay, how many days you're going to stay, and then on the back is a little camping permit. You'll rip that off and you'll stick it on the post.
Okay. How can I pay?
Pay cash or check.
Okay. And how long can I potentially stay in a walk-in site?
Walk-in sites, you can stay up to 14 days in a 30-day period.
Awesome. All right. So let's say I have come into a campground and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I see that on the little post.
Here you go.
Thank
One
you.
of those?
Yes. Okay, so I have looked at. Okay, so I've looked at the camping permit, and I see it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and somebody is set to pull out that day. Now I know they have, based on this conversation, till 2 p.m. How can I make sure that I they have till 1 p.m. I see that this walk-in site is going to be free today. But I know they have until 1 p.m. to check out. How can I make sure that I snag that spot when the person leaves?
Well, we like to call it polite negotiation. Can't talk to us because it's a walk-in. We can't hold it for you. But You can go up to the person that's there and say, hey, I see you're leaving today. Any chance I could have this right after you? And they say, sure, take it. Do the same thing. Go down, grab one of these envelopes, fill it out, tear off the tag, and stick yours under theirs.
Okay, so let's say I don't talk to, or I talk to the person and they say, yeah, you can have it, but I choose not to do this. Is there a chance that somebody else could snag it, right? Even though the person that was there before me told me that I could have it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is critical.
That is critical. We have seen people vie for the spot. They've waited. They fought it out. It came down to who got down to the Iron Ranger first.
Gotcha. So this is the ultimate decision maker, right? Who has the money in and a paid post on there. Okay. All right. So what happens when things go wrong here, right? So let's say I made a reservation and I came in and I'm looking for my little yellow tag and it doesn't have my name on the post. What could have happened?
Couple of scenarios there. Was the reservation made in your name? Because the system can take a primary occupant and another occupant. Maybe it got switched.
Okay, so maybe it's another name in my party.
Right. Maybe you're Smith, but Jones is the other party, and they accidentally put Jones as the person.
Gotcha. Okay. What happens if I've checked with all my parties and I know that it's none of their names? What could have also happened?
Human error, double booking.
Okay.
It does happen. If you find something like that, come find the camp post.
Okay, so camp post, paid employee, any of those.
Exactly. Yeah, paid with it. So someone will be here, and we will figure out what happened and try to make it right with you.
Awesome. Okay. So let's say it's 6 o'clock in the evening, Greg. I've been driving all day. I'm not familiar with the area, and I do a drive-through, right? Because the gate's still open, but nobody's there. And I see that all of the reserve spots are taken. All of the walk-ins have the little green tags. How would I potentially know where I could stay, right? I'm not familiar with the area. I don't know what to do. What should I do?
See your camp host.
Okay.
After 6 p.m., most of the paid employees are gone, so see your camp host. In my case, and it's the case with probably any Montana State Park, we have a list and a map of other campgrounds in the area. And also we might know of dispersed camping or free camping.
So next scenario, Greg, would be I decided to come into a campground. I don't have a reservation. The walk-in sites are available. Am I completely out of luck, or are there any other chance that I could take a reservation site?
Well, occasionally there is. If there's a gap in reservations on a reserve site, what you will see usually behind the yellow tag, you might see a green tag like this is available one night, sometimes available 2 nights. And that means that between this person and the next person, there's a gap you can take.
Okay. So if I see this tag in front of a reservation, what do I do if I want that site?
Same thing. Grab our famous little bright green envelope, fill it out, put it there, and it's yours.
Okay. Let's say I decide to come in by either hiking, biking, or hey, we're on a lake here. What if I paddle in? What are the chances that I'm going to be able to pull into a campground under my own power and find a site?
Your chances are excellent.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Montana, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and several other states have a hiker-biker policy. If you come in under your own power, we will not turn you away.
Awesome. So no matter what, you'll find a spot.
No matter what. If all of the sites are full, we have an open field. We will say find yourself a nice comfy spot in that field and set up your tent.
So let's talk about some things that we have run into before. When somebody does a reservation online, does it discuss lengths or like photos of the sites, and are those negotiable? Like, how true to reality are the measurements there?
Those are there for a reason.
Okay.
If you have a 50-foot rig and you reserved a 35-foot, a space that's designated 35 feet, you're not going to fit.
Yeah, I mean, I know at this campground we have like 1 or 2 spots that are built for like 40 feet. So, because I think some of them have been remodeled, but I know that that's something that we've run into before, right? We've had 70-foot lengths and whatnot come in, and it's been a problem.
It has, yeah. trees are sacrificed.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about a problem that we have seen here, which is somebody makes a reservation online, right? Or they call into Reserve America and something happens, right? Either they have an emergency or they just decide to not show up, right? They get in a fight with their spouse or their partner and they decide that they're not going to go camping. What do we see on this side when we have a no-show?
We see a lot of people who could otherwise have had a spot not be able to camp because there are certain rules that have to be followed before a reserved site can be released.
Okay, so this is both good and bad, right? So
Right.
if I have a flat tire and I'm running a day late, what are the chances that I'm going to be able to pull in 24 hours later and still have my spot?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
It's you reserved it. It is yours.
Okay. So what happens if it's somebody reserves a site for a week and we start having to turn, as hosts, we're turning away people? At what policies what things have to happen before we can potentially reserve out that spot again?
There have to be at least 3 contact attempts made, 3 phone calls made, 36-hour period, and then it's up to the ranger's discretion to release.
Okay. So along those same lines, Greg, if now I'm not 24 hours late, now I'm 3 days late, right, on a 5-day reservation, and it's busy park season, what's the likelihood that I'm going to still have that spot?
Slim to none, because by that point, if you haven't answered any phone calls the rangers made, or wrong number, they couldn't reach you, and the rangers made the decision to give up the site, the rangers got the last word.
So having a good contact number is going to be the best for you to still potentially have that site.
There's been many times where we could have given up a abandoned reservation for someone who really wanted it, but we couldn't because we couldn't get a hold of them.
Yeah, so definitely have a good number, right? If you're going to be traveling, don't put your household line on there, right? We reach that a lot where we reach voicemails, so definitely put your cell phone number down for reservations. All right, so Greg, I know that we are not the final word on this. This is not an official video by any stretch of the imagination. This is just our experience.
It's our experience and what we've seen every day, and it's, like I say, it's not the final word, but it's hopefully you got a good idea of what to expect.
All right, so we look forward to seeing you at a future Montana State Park. Hopefully we might be hosts there too, so take care.
Bye.